Hello, it's Nancy today. Well, I went to the reunion. It's the Vietnamese refugees from the, let me tell you the little story. 1975, America was helping South Vietnam fight against North Vietnam. Saigon fell, and so the war was over. And the the Army and the Navy were the first to be evacuated. They were immediately, their naval vessels were filled up with people, and they went to Malaysia, where there was a U.S. base. And they were flown then to the United States, to Fort Indiantown Gap, Pennsylvania, and 3 other locations across the U.S. And they stayed there in the summer. This all happened on April 30th. And so 24 hours a day, flights came in, landing for weeks, 24 hours a day for weeks at the camp, until there were 20,000 people there. And there are all kind of conditions that they had come in. First, the Army and Navy were evacuated, but then the people were, clamoring at the ocean, getting in fishing boats, and, 7 people or 16 people or, whatever the boats would hold, and rowboats and every kind of boats. And then many, many, many people lost their lives in the ocean, but also many were rescued and eventually came over. And so the purpose of the refugee camp was to house and teach and clothe the people until they were sponsored by somebody. And so there was a daily newspaper circulated in the camp. It was Dat Lan, which is the good land, and half was English and half was Vietnamese. And there would be in there news, but there would also be listings of, some church, the Lutheran church in Portland, Maine, would like to sponsor a family of 5 people, up to 5 people or something like that. And the next would be, the Baptist church in, Mobile, Alabama, would like to sponsor 10 people, single people or married couples or whatever with children. And so there were all these little ads. And so the Army was very organized, because armies are organized, and they went through and they evaluated everybody, what they had been doing in Vietnam, so what their abilities were, so they could meet up, match them with the sponsors. And so the Red Cross was in there, and they wanted volunteers to teach English. And so I was 19, summer break in university, and I went up there with some friends who knew about it. And so I was there for a few weeks teaching English. So I would draw on big pieces of paper. I would draw pictures and write the words down, and they would teach me the English, Vietnamese words, and they would teach me to sing. And so this reunion, there were 185 people there who had all been here at the Gap. And it was interesting to hear their stories. There had been marriages there at the Gap, and there had been births. There was a baby born every single day while this was all happening. So there was a hospital set up with a pregnancy or birthing area and ward or whatever it was. Anyway, so I've just been there, and I was able to sing some songs that they taught me years ago. I got up in front and I got the crowd to sing with me. It was fun. Vietnam, Vietnam. And I sang other things. I've never really sung in public like that before. It was a fabulous, wonderful experience. I loved it. And then as I had been trying to figure out the words, I had been singing it, and people that heard me singing it would come over, and they knew the words, and so they would help write down some of the words. And by the time I got up in front, I knew the words. I had all the words written down. And they were all written in Vietnamese with all the accents. So I was able to read it because I had been taught how to read the words and the pronunciation and the accents. That was very cool because usually, you know, I mean, I don't know the meanings. I have to go and Google Translate it, I guess. I guess I can do that now. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing. And it was fabulous. The Vietnamese people are so grateful. So grateful for... They kept saying thank you to me for teaching them English. But, of course, I wasn't necessarily their teacher. But they were just so grateful for everything that everybody had done. Saving them from certain death over there. Because they had fought for the South, they were a danger to the North. The Viet Cong. Cong means communism. So Viet Cong were the communist North. So they were the... they took over, and it was good that we got that many people out. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye.